Hey guys, welcome back. We have another short flow for you this morning. This is going to be a really good one because we're going to go through the whole held section modified. What that's going to do, it's going to show you how you can continue to take this flow if you want to take a little bit of an easier option, and it's also going to teach you a lot of things for other classes, how you can modify certain poses. So we're going to get straight into it. We're going to come into a tabletop shape first. Shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. We're going to be on the hands a little bit in this class, so we're going to start to warm up through the wrists. We're going to do some wrist push-ups. Ground your fingers, start to lift the palm of your hands up off the earth. Your thumbs can come off too. Lower down as you breathe out. Lift up on the inhale really slowly. Keep the fingers grounded. Slowly lower down on the breath out. Do this 2 more times. Lift up, breathe in. Lower down, breathe out. Your hands will be so engaged that your fingertips are starting to turn white. Good. 1 more, really slowly. Lower down, breathe out. Start to turn your fingers to face your knees. And then start to shift the weight backwards and forwards. Do this with the breath still. We still want to pair this movement with the inhale and exhale. Once you kind of find your depth, once you feel a space that feels really nice for you, you can stay there. Just take 2 more breaths here. Good. Start to come back to neutral. Turn the hands around and move into our cat-cows to warm up through the spine. Head up, hips up. As you breathe in, drop the belly. Tuck the chin, tuck the hips, push the ground away. You see this space on the breath out? Inhale, head up, hips up. It's full extension through the spine. Then we want flexion, so tuck the chin, tuck the hips, breathe out. 2 more times like this with your breath. Move as slowly as you need to. Those 2 breaths, come back to a neutral spine for a breath in. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog as you breathe out. First one, you can pedal out the legs if you need to, but try and find that stillness, that space where you can feel everything we want to feel in this posture as quickly as you can. What we're looking for is this strength, this length through the upper half, and this spinning of the sitting bones up, so we get this sensation in the back of the hamstring muscle. You can still get that with bent knees. If you feel really bunched up through your shoulders, turn your triceps to face your feet. Just 1 more breath out here, land in this space, in this stillness. Start to ripple forward to a high plank. And again, we're going to be giving a lot of modifications for this class, so if you want to, you can shift the weight forward, drop the knees down. Yeah? Notice how India's hips are in a straight line with her knees, her shoulders and the crown of her head. She's not sitting back like this. This isn't doing anything for your core. When you have it all in that straight line, that's where you're still building strength. Take 1 more breath out here. Slowly lower down towards the earth. Baby cobra, just 1 time. Start to lift head, chest, shoulders off the ground. Squeeze the upper back. Yeah, this is always an option whenever we flow. Whenever up dog is an option, baby cobra is an option too. Take 1 more breath in. Lower down, breathe out. Start to push up and back to a downward facing dog. Come high up on toes as you breathe in. Bend the knees as you breathe out. Step, jump, or float to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Release down, breathe out. Good. Make sure you're at the top of your mat. This is where we're going to start our flow today. Before we start to move, release the head, release the shoulders down towards the ground. Just like in downward facing dog, the sitting bones are spinning up. But everything from your hips towards the crown of your head, let it be heavy. Let your head and your shoulders act as a weight, just pulling this length through your spine. And make sure that your belly is resting on your thighs. You can still take a bend in your knees here. start to move straight away. Take one more breath out. Come to a halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins, hands to the ground. High plank, breathe out. Now as we move through float, you're going to have an option here to go through chaturanga, then push back up, or you can step straight back to a high plank, either lifted or on your knees. Take one more breath out here. Ground your left hand, right hand rises, side plank, breathe in. You can keep the bottom knee down. Yeah, you're still getting that stabilization through this left shoulder. Still the obliques are working. There's still this long straight line, all this strength, but you're using a modification. Yeah, again, when we flow through, we'll show you what it looks like without the modification. You're always welcome to take it. Take one more breath in here. Start to step your right foot to the top of the mat. Fingertip lunge again. Here you can keep the back knee down. No matter whether that back knee is down or lifted, whatever point's on the ground. So for India here, it's the knee. But if it was a toe, from there, through the crown of the head is this long, straight, powerful line. Take one more breath in. Pyramid, breathe out. Start to send the hips back. Trying to lengthen through this right hamstring. So we want to take those sitting bones towards the back of the room, that right hip crease going behind. Just one more breath out here. Here, start to lift up, lift the torso, come off the back knee, breathe in. Skandasana as you breathe out. Now here there's no knee on the ground, but come to a depth that feels comfortable for you. Yeah, we're not worried about getting all the way down to the ground. I'd rather see you in this strong, powerful shape, building strength, than all the way down to the earth, just slouched over and really passive. Just one more breath out here. Start to ground that right foot, stork pose, breathe in, catch the balance. It's a tough one. Try and lift this left knee a little bit higher, but still keep your belly button moving in towards your spine in this long straight line. Take one more breath in. Fold forward, breathe out. Really good. Straight away, we'll take it on the left. Come to a halfway lift. Breathe in. Step back through that high plank. Again, you can drop your knees down here. When we're flowing it through, we'll go through the non-modified version. But know these options are always here. Start to ground your right hand. Side plank as you breathe in. Again, these modifications, you're still getting the same things in the body, you're just taking down the intensity a little bit. Yeah, so if you want to start here and work your way up, that's a really good way to go about it. Take one more breath in. Start to step that left foot forward as you breathe out. Fingertip lunge, inhale. And with that knee down, there's still that long straight line through the crown of the head. You're pulling your collarbones forward. Yeah, we don't want you to round it over through the back. It's just broadness through the chest. One more breath in. Pyramid, breathe out, the knee down. This is more of a half Hanuman. But again, here we're trying to take the sitting bones back. So now it's this left hip crease towards the back of the room. If you want a little more, you can flex the toes on that left foot. But anytime we fold forward, anytime we want to get length through the hamstrings, think chest towards toes. That's going to stop you from rounding over through the back. Take one more breath out. Start to lift the torso up, lift up on the back toes, breathe in. Skandasana over the back leg, breathe out. And come to a depth here where you feel like you're building strength at end range. You need to be able to move. Yeah? And now that you know what pose comes next, you don't want to be all the way down to the ground and get stuck there. Take one more breath out. Ground that left foot, stork pose, breathe in, catch the balance, right knee lifts. From the heel, through the hips, shoulders, fingertips, this long straight line. One more breath in. Fold forward, breathe out. Cool, we're going to flow it through now. One breath, one movement. If you want to take all the modifications, you are always welcome to. Yeah, but if you want to give it a go in the 4 variations, that's what India is going to be demonstrating. But that's totally up to you, yogi's choice. This is your practice. Take a breath out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step or jump back to that high plank, or if you want to go through chaturanga, now ground the left hand, right hand lifts, side plank, breathe in. As slow as you can, step the right foot forward on an exhale. Use that whole breath. Fingertip lunge, inhale. Now the knees lifted, long straight line, pyramid, breathe out. Lift the torso up, inhale. Skandasana over the left leg, breathe out. Ground the right foot, stork pose, catch the balance in. Release down, let go, forward, fold. Straight away, halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga or high plank, step or jump back. Ground that right hand, left arm lifts, breathe in, keep the hips high. Slowly step the left foot forward as you breathe out. Fingertip lunge, inhale, length. For the breath in, then pyramid, pull that left hip crease back in space. Start to lift the torso, breathe in. Skandasana over your right leg. Breathe out, ground the left foot. Stork, catch the balance. Release down, breathe out. Straight away. Halfway lift in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Ground the left hand, right lifts. Inhale, keep the hips high. Slow, control the right foot moves to the front of the mat. Breathe out. Fingertip lunge, open up through the chest. Pyramid, lengthen through that right hamstring. Lift the torso up, breathe in. Skandasana, slow, breathe out. Ground the right foot, stork pose, inhale. Fold forward as you breathe out. Halfway lift in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Ground the hand, lift up, breathe in. Hips high, slowly step that left foot forward with as much control as you can. Breathe out. Fingertip lunge, that long line. Pyramid, breathe out. Lift the torso up, inhale. Skandasana, breathe out. Ground the left foot, right knee lifts, stork, inhale, fold forward, breathe out. We're going to go through this one more time. We're going to move as slowly as we can so all of these movements start to melt together. So take a breath out in your forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Chaturanga, as slow as you can, go back. Nice. Ground the left hand, right hand lifts, breathe in. Then the right foot, slow as you can, moves towards the front of the mat. Really nice. Fingertip lunge, breathe in. Pyramid, even though it's a small movement, move slow. Lift the torso up, breathe in. Skandasana over the left leg. Now, even through this transition, move forward slowly, catch the balance. Awesome. Release down, breathe out. One more time on the other side. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, chaturanga. Move slowly. Ground right hand, left lifts. In this transition, as we move the left foot forward, uses so much body control. So use the whole breath out, then fingertip lunge, inhale. To pyramid as slowly as you can. Lift the torso, breathe in. Skandasana, stay low. Ground that left foot. Stork, catch the balance one more time, breathe in. Forward, fold, breathe out. Really, really good. Land here for a second, let everything release down. Yeah, you can wobble out the legs if you need to. The head, the shoulders hang heavy. From here, start to move the feet out to the edges of the mat. Turn the toes out at about 45 degrees. Make sure the knees are in line with the toes. That's what we're looking for here, as well as a long, straight spine. Yeah, and I would rather see you, like in Skandasana, sitting up here, but really strong, straight back, than all the way down and passive, rounded over. Yeah? When we're strong through the spine, we're strengthening all these extensors up either side of the spine. You are more than welcome to stay here. And for those of you who've done a lot of our classes before, you know, Inu and I teach in bus stops. Yeah, you can get off the bus wherever you need to. Bus stop number 1 right here. Stay here if you need to. If you want to go further towards Bakasana, Crow or Kakasana, hands on the ground, squeeze the mat. Yeah, like we spoke about in the beginning of class, so engaged that your fingertips lose the blood. Yeah, they're working so hard. From here, you can start to bring your knees towards your triceps. If this is really uncomfortable for you, bring your inner knees towards your elbows. Yeah, but no matter where you are, we're shifting forward, looking forward. Your body's going to go where your eyes go. And then magically, maybe one foot comes off, maybe two. Once they're off, hugging heels towards the hips. Yeah, India's hands are super engaged right now. That's what's catching the balance as your weight shifts backwards and forwards. Really good. You can stay here. Awesome. Any bus stop along the way. Again, the beauty of these online classes, if you want to play around with Crow for 20 minutes, you can. Just pause the video. But when you're ready to come back, land in Malasana, roll out the wrists. Yeah, we're going to give them a little bit of love. I'm doing plenty of work today. Start to lift the hips up, come into a forward fold. We're coming into a bit of an interesting forward fold, Padahastasana. Bend the knees as much as you need. Take the hands underneath the feet. Use your toes to massage out your wrists. I know that sounds really weird, but we have all these little bones for our wrists. Yeah, and whenever we're balancing a lot on our hands, a release like this is really, really nice. Just a few breaths here, releasing down. Slowly, really controlled, start to come off your hands. Come to a halfway lift. Step your left foot to the back of your mat, keep your right foot forward, but take it to the outside of your hands. Drop your back knee down straight. You're going to start to take the toes on your right foot out to about 45 degrees. The knee's going to follow along. Two options here. You are welcome to stay here. Yeah? You can start to take the right hand to the inside of that right knee. You're not really pushing, you're just gently inviting it out to the side. Grounded through that left hand. You can stay here or you can lift the right arm up. Reach back, maybe you grab a hold of the left foot. Encouraging that heel towards the hips, but no matter where you are, that right knee is coming out to the side. You're getting into the adductors on the inside of the leg. And when you let your hips sink down and forward, that's what's getting into the left hip flexors the left. There's a lot going on here, so if you're like screaming the sensation, that is totally normal. Yeah. That's why we focus so much on the breath in this practice. It's this thing we always have, it's this thing we can always use to bring our attention back to. Slowly start to release that left foot. Lift up on the back knee, and yes, jump switch to get to the other side, or 8-step switch, however you need to. Drop the right knee down. Left toes move out, the knee in line. You can start to gently encourage that knee out to the side. Still pushing the ground away with the right hand, or you can lift up, reach back, maybe grab a hold of that right foot. No matter where you are, pushing the ground away with that right hand, spinning the chest open to the left side. Just 2 more breaths in. Slowly start to release that foot. Step the left foot back. Slowly lower down towards the earth. You can go as slow as you can. When you get there, sorry, short class, no time for rest, turn the hands over so your palms are facing the ground. On a breath in, your head, chest, shoulders are going to lift off the earth. We're coming into locust pose, so you can start to lift the hands and the legs. Yeah, we're basically doing a sit-up for our lower back here. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, squeeze your legs towards each other, really important there. It's going to protect your SIJ. But think about taking the crown of your head away from your toes just for 1 more breath in. Release down, breathe out. Now you can take either baby cobra or up dog. Yeah, we haven't done an up dog today, so if you want to try it, make sure you're pushing your toes into the ground, thighs off the earth, then downward facing dog. Breathe out. You'll be here for too long, but just let this shape land in your body. Take one more breath out. Your heels start to lift up. Bend through your knees. Step jump, float through your hands. Come to a seat. Suspend. We're going to come in to a box sit or sukhasana. So bring your left shin parallel with the front of the mat. Notice how India's thigh is almost going straight forward. From there, the right ankle is either going to come on top of the left knee, or the right shin is going to be just in front of the left. Yeah, this may be enough for your outer hips. If you want a little more, sit up straight, then start to fold forward. Now this is well and truly a box shape you're making with your legs, or working towards there. If there is any discomfort in your knee, and you've got your ankle on top of your leg, bring your shin in front. Yeah, this is a really good option for most people. Just a few more breaths here, releasing through the outer hips. One more big breath in and out. Start to lift back up, just switch over legs. The right shin parallel with the front of the mat, the left one either on top or in front. And it's going to feel weird, your shins are going to be far away from you. And either sit up straight or start to fold forward. Always know, guys, one side can be totally different to the other. That is very, very normal. Our body has just reacted to what we've done year after year. So if you're right-handed, if you're left-handed, if you work in an office, if you do a labor job, all of these different things are going to impact how your body structures itself. And that may mean one side is a little more open than the other. One more breath in. Start to lift up, send both legs out in front. Coming into Paschimottanasana. Make sure there's length through the spine. If you feel rounded through your lower back, bend through your knees, or try sitting up on a block, a pillow, or anything else that's going to lift your hips a little higher. Take a breath in with this length, then start to take your chest towards your toes. Like I said before, anytime we fold forward, chest towards toes, that's going to help keep your lower back straight. When we can keep this straight, it's going to help lengthen through the hamstrings. Go as far as you can before you start to round over. If you want more, flex the toes, push these big toe mounds, this part of your foot right here, forward. And play around with using the breath to take you deeper. Every time you breathe in, feel your belly expand, feel this midsection get bigger. And when you breathe out, when you empty all that air, your body can move into that space that you've created with the breath. Just one more round here. Slowly start to lift back up, roll onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Keep your shoulders heavy on the ground, let both knees fall over to the right side. Just a few breaths here, and I love the visual of twisting through the spine, like wringing out a sponge, especially at the end of class. We bring it out, we let go of all this stuff we don't need, all this stuff we're carrying, and then we're fresh, we're open to take in all of this beautiful new things that can serve us, these things we learn throughout that. One more round of breath here. Really release on the exhale. Slowly back through center. Then over to the other side. Shoulders stay heavy, legs will fall wherever they need to. If you want a little more support here, you can bring a pillow or bolster, whatever you have at home, or your arm like India has, underneath or in between your knees. Find whichever variation is going to serve you. There's no right, there's no wrong. Slowly move back to center. Send your legs out long, your arms down by your sides, Shavasana. Our final resting pose. And even in these short classes, we still want to end the practice with this stillness. This is the reason we do asana. So do whatever you need to do to find stillness. Close your eyes, release down into the mat. Slowly start to move up towards a comfortable seat. Once you land there, keep your eyes closed, bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment to not just acknowledge your practice, but all of those people all over the world who are doing their practice. The same journey, just at different points. So a gentle bow of the head. And as always, I leave you with what Maharaji left Ram Dass. Love everybody. Tell the truth. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for practicing with us, guys. I'm so excited to be able to offer this stuff. Again, as always, if you have any questions, any requests, anything you'd like to know, please reach out to us on social media. If you're not already on the Open Door Yoga community page on Facebook, jump on there. Use that as an opportunity to stay in touch with you guys as much as possible. Thanks, guys.